Okay, so you found a spot where you can relax as much as you can, 10 or 15 minutes that you can be by yourself, and we will begin. Now, something that's an intrinsic part of Reiki is something called an attunement, and I won't go into a lot of detail for our purposes here. But just in a nutshell, for me, an attunement is a connection from me to you, from teacher to student, that I like to say it sort of helps initiate your awareness of this flow of energy that flows through us. So you see, for me, this flow it's a natural flow that we all have. It's just because we haven't used it, I guess would be the easiest way to say it, it's atrophy. And so part of the attunement process, which is part of this self treatment that I'm going to take you through, just helps to sort of flip on the switches of your awareness of that flow of energy. Okay? All right, so what I want you to do is to, again, find a spot, and I'm going to have a little bit of music playing here just to sort of help us. This isn't going to be long. All I care about is that you understand and go through the steps. You will see on your student's dashboard there's an MP3 file that you can download that's essentially a guided meditation for doing self-treatment. So we'll go through this here so that you understand the steps, and then simply you can play that or again install it on a device or play it on your computer, and it will take you through that guided meditation for self-treatments. You'll also see some other self-healing treatments there as well that I have added. Okay? All right, so get comfortable. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. I want you to just feel the air as it flows in and flows out. And in and out. Perfect. I always like to start my self-treatments by focusing on my breath, because we can only breathe in the present moment. And as we've talked about in this course, healing happens when we're in the present moment. So by focusing on my breath, it very effectively brings me, my I am, remember our circles, to this present moment. Perfect. Now what I want you to do is I connect with you to help that flow. I want you to visualize or imagine energy. It could be light, it could be steam, it could be water, it could be smoke. I don't care, again, how or the intricacies of the visualization. Just that you create a picture or a movie, right, a visualization that for you represents this flow of energy in through your crown chakra, down through your neck, your shoulders, your upper arms, your forearms, and out the palms of your hands. So the energy flows in, down, through, and out. And as you create that picture or that movie that fits for you, that symbolizes that flow, simply hold that in your awareness. Hold your focus on it. Give it attention. And as you do that, it will initiate that flow in, down, through, and out. Remember, we can't do it right, we can't do it wrong. Whatever position is most comfortable for you, sitting, standing, hands on your lap, hands by your side, it doesn't matter. What we're looking for isn't the mechanical steps. What we're looking for is that experience of, right, where our body begins to relax. You'll probably find your mind starting to quiet down. Perfect. And we just allow that energy to flow. Remember, we don't have to make it flow. We allow it to flow. Your being knows how to do this. You're not even so much learning something new. You're remembering what you already have. Perfect. Now you may notice that maybe your focus has wandered, and maybe you're thinking about yesterday, you're thinking about tomorrow, or things like that. That's okay. When you notice it has, just bring your focus back to your breath, then back to the visualization. Remember, this is a new skill, so it may take a little while for you to be comfortable with it, right? In, down, through, and out. And I'm helping you initiate that flow. That's what we're looking for, right? In, down, through, and out. Perfect. When I'm done my treatment, I like to finish the same way I started. So I bring my focus back to my breath. Feel the air as it flows in and flows out. Then in and out. Perfect. Whenever you're ready, a nice deep breath in. As you release it, bring yourself back to the room and you can open your eyes. Excellent. How was that? Remember, you can't do it right, can't do it wrong. It doesn't matter whether you felt something or whether you felt nothing, right? You're just starting to build your skill in your self-treatments. So all I care about is that you understand the process, you understand the protocol, okay? Over time, remember, consistency through time, your skill will increase. So for me, I treat myself or look at my self-treatments and meditation is sort of being one and the same. So for me, a self-treatment and meditation is the same thing. We're just getting to that flow, right? I don't care what position you're in, right? So for me, I call it my formal self-treatments. So for me, what I do is, what I want to do is I want to do everything I can in the physical and the non-physical to support or create that environment conducive to, right? So for me, as long as the weather allows, I go outside. Now, why do I go outside? Because when I'm outside in a park or in nature, right? When I'm outside, it causes me to feel, right? So I'll go find a park bench or sit under a tree or something like that, right? I'll have my MP3 player in. Now, what music am I listening to? I don't care what music you listen to. What I care about is when you listen to it, you feel, right? And I just sort of settle down. I just rest my hands, palms down in my lap, and I run that energy, right? So you see, I'm doing everything I can physically and non-physically to create that environment that's conducive to, you see, that's why I don't care what you do, physically and non-physically, right? What I care about is that for you, it creates that, right? So that's my formal treatments. Now, at the same time, I do informal treatments. That's why I keep the protocol so simple. For our purposes here, I had you close your eyes. And that was simply to help you focus, right? Very quickly, you won't have to close your eyes. You'll just set the intention and the energy will flow, right? So I'm sitting here, hands are on my lap. I'm doing a self-treatment, right? So if you're waiting for an appointment or something like that, right? If you got 5 minutes or 10 minutes, well, just sit there and do a self-treatment. You see, it's not the complexity of the process. It's the consistent application. That's what makes the difference. This is what often trips people up. They make it too complex, right? Now, the other thing you may want to do is, again, you got this water, right? So maybe you want to treat your chakras, right? You could do that, right? Let's say, you can't see it in the camera here, but let's say I had a sore knee or something like that, right? Well, okay, I've got this water, right? Flowing out of here. Wherever I spray this water, it acts as that catalyst to support that healing process, right? We talked about that. Well, if I have a sore knee, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to put my hands on my knee, right? If I have, let's say, a sore shoulder, right? Well, I put my hands on my shoulder. Right? Now, why am I doing that? Because we have an understanding of what we're doing, right? Energy is flowing in, down, through, and out. Water, right? It's wherever you spray this, acts as a catalyst to restore balance, to heal. So if there's an issue with your shoulder, what are you going to do? Treat the shoulder. Does that mean the root cause is in the physiology of the shoulder? Well, it could be, but for our purposes here, where are we working? We're working on the non-physical side, right? But the shoulder is where the pain is, so well, treat the shoulder, right? So to me, I find when we have an understanding of what we're doing, then it just, for me, it's sort of common sense. Where it hurts, well, treat it, right? Because all we're doing is we're introducing that catalyst that supports that healing process. That's all we're doing. We can't force anything, because all we're doing is we're just introducing, right? We can't force anything to happen even if we wanted to, right? See, I always tell my kids, all my students are my kids, the worst thing that can happen if you try it is nothing. That's it, because you can't force it, even if you wanted to. So just try it. Try it on everything and anything, right? Because you can't hurt. And you just never know what can happen. All right? Okay, so as I said, if you look on the dashboard, your dashboard page, right, you'll see that link where you can download that guided meditation, right, that will take you through this process. It's about 8 minutes long. You can use that. I find it's really good, especially in the beginning. It's sort of like training wheels, right? So in the beginning, it's really handy. You just listen to the meditation. Perfect. Okay. See you in the next module.